Our recording systems within the police service finally are getting better. There's always been disparity around the police service in the UK about how we record e-crime, if we record e-crime, how we capture the necessary words, what does e-crime mean. We've got a number of crime registrars here from across Wales today who are the guardians of the terminology and how we record and keep data. And again, for networking purposes, maybe if we need an understanding, we'll link into those later. But we are getting better, which means we can record the data across Wales in a similar fashion. We can have a baseline about the volume of this type of crime, the threat, and start to do something practical with it to see if these projects and others like it actually work. Is it worth the investment? We've been going for 5 years. Have we made one dot of difference in preventing e-crime? I'm not sure if we know that answer yet, to be honest with you, but we will soon. The website I mentioned earlier is up and running. The feedback from the website is fantastic. It was shortlisted for Nominet 2009 awards recently this year. The feedback is it's user-friendly, it's up-to-date, it's very professional, it's working extremely well. And I think we should be proud of what's been done by the project team in keeping that website at the forefront. And two very hot-off-the-press documents. I know you've got lots in front of you, but the Dummies booklet that you can see, a fantastic piece of work done by the team, specifically again aiming at the business community, free of charge to businesses to ensure that you pick up the relevant information that you need on a daily basis and you can access it, understand the terminology, and so can your employees. So it's not a load of jargon, it's something you can simplistically follow. And I think that's an excellent piece of work. Equally, back to the police service, not every cop in the UK understands e-crime. Most don't. We've got dedicated staff to deal with it when it happens, but for most police officers on the street haven't got much of an idea. So when you, as a victim or a business, contact a police officer that you happen to bump into and start talking about e-crime, it's lost. So we've developed a booklet for all police officers and police staff around Wales, and we're hoping to roll it out across the UK. It's a simplistic, again, user-friendly, easy guide to how you first respond to an e-crime and how you protect a sort of e-crime scene without doing damage to the business, damage to the data, damage to any evidence that we might need to get a prosecution. And again, that's really positive. We're working, as Jamie mentioned at the very beginning, very closely with our European partners. And again, I'll just touch upon that at the end in a few minutes. There's lots of opportunities in Europe. There's lots of opportunities for, not just about funding or networking, it's about learning and taking away what's good. We in Wales are pretty good, but we're not the best at everything. And there's lots of countries out there doing some great stuff. We need to take that in like a sponge and give back some and spread that across Wales. And we're trying to do that with our European partners. Just to conclude, just the last few comments from me really. On behalf of the police service in Wales, all chief officers in Wales, all the senior officers in Wales, the senior Welsh Assembly ministers and the members fully support this project, have done since day one. If they didn't fully support it, if they stop supporting it, it'll fall flat on its face. It won't go anywhere. But their continued support is because it's moving on and because we are able to engage with business communities like yours. And there's some positives to come out. So they don't see it as a waste of time, they see it as a good investment. And that's very positive. I think the work that we're doing on the project fully complements the vision of the UK government as well. So we're not just a standalone region here in Wales. We don't want to go off on any wild tangents on our own. We have to think about the UK perspective. What's happening in the UK? What's the UK government want in terms of having a safe place to live and work in the UK? Having investors come in to regions like Wales. So they need a national comment, a national vision. We're bought into that. We complement it. We support it. And with our colleagues doing different projects around the UK, we're learning from each other Scotland, Ireland, there's projects in Yorkshire, there's projects all over England, and again, we're bought into all of that, and many of them are sat around these tables today. Finally, I think I've mentioned earlier, the money cannot last forever, and the way the project's been funded might well change in years to come. So we have to be mindful of that and not become too self-reliant on government funding, police officer support constantly. The idea of the whole project was to kickstart self-help, for it to become a preventative measure about e-crime prevention, not about e-crime chat shows. So I think businesses have to look at what you're doing, look at some joint funding, look at some joined up working. Come and work with us. Don't just allow us to come knocking on your door and deliver good news or literature, or even come there and annoy you. Work with us. Tell us what you want and need. Allow the focus to change, and that will help us stream some of the funding. We're working with about 14 or 15 countries across Europe. The organisation ERISA are fully engaged with us, members here. We've got members from Finland here today, one of our close partners from academia in Finland, and welcome to you. Again, it's really about taking best practice from across Wales and the region, across Europe and the regions in Europe, giving a little bit, taking some back. And again, we're trying to, with our American partners, also do some work with the various agencies in the States. I think we need to continue with events such as this. How else do you get 300 businesses or more into one room to discuss the issues and deliver the message, and allow your concerns, your voices to be heard by experts around the room? And that's got to be a positive. And the continuation of workshops, of business forums, are good news. And the project are doing that on a daily basis, and so they should. And that's part of the ethos around why they're doing it. Finally, last comment is use the day to your maximum benefit. Please ask questions of anyone. The reason we're here collectively is that we can hopefully, between us, find an answer to some of the problems. None of us has a single answer. So use the brains around the room, use your networking, use the people upstairs, and please enjoy the day. Thank you very much.